The honey badger verse today is 1 Peter 5:4-6. And when the chief shepherd appears, you see the crown of glory that will never fade away. Young men, be submissive to those who are older than you. All of you clothe yourself with humility towards one another, because God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Humble yourself before the Lord, and in due time he will lift you up. And we see in this verse that humility is what empowers us for kingdom authority. As we submit to our leaders, whether they're our bosses, whether they're our ministers, that God gives us authority. In due time, he takes us to that appointed place. In Job 8:6-7, it says, your beginning will seem humble, so prosperity will be your future. Ask the former generations and find out what their fathers have learned. And we can learn through history how God has used humility to advance the kingdom. Numbers 12:3 says, now Moses was a very humble man, more humble than anyone else on the face of the earth. And how did Moses become humble? He became humble by his 40 years in the desert, in which God broke him so he could learn about authority by obedience to God. And you see, Moses began educated in all the wisdom of Egypt, and he was powerful in speech, according to Acts 7:22. But after he went through the trial, he said, who am I that I should speak to Pharaoh, in chapter 3 of Exodus. You see, Moses, when he was in that power position, he had a scepter of gold. But after going through the desert, he had a staff of wood with marks in it of all the times God was faithful and delivered him from the snakes and the other creatures that were in the desert. In the same way, as we go through trials, as we submit to God in humility, he will lift us up. And it's interesting that the word due time is kairos in Greek, which means God's appointed time. And it's a season, appointment. So as we humble under God's authority, in due time, he gets us to the appointed place he has for us. And it means we go through training like Moses in the desert. And I want to end on this thought. Matthew 18:4, therefore whoever humbles himself like this little child will be the greatest in the kingdom of God. Do you want greatness in the kingdom? Then humble yourself to the lowest, and God will lift you up, and you'll have authority in the kingdom. What are some ways you can humble yourself today and help someone else in need?